guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Jade. I create content which helps you grow your online presence, multiply your streams of income, and create profitable businesses. Guys, I've just tried to do that like 3 times and I kept on getting it wrong. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, okay? In today's video, I wanna be sharing my top 5 tips for new content creators. So if you are someone who has only just started on their content creation or influencing journey, I'm here to tell you that 1, it is not too late. Please do not let anyone tell you it's too late. 2, it is not oversaturated. I don't care what your niche is, there is a place for all of us, right? And 3, carry on watching this video because I'm gonna be providing my top tips to help you get started, but also subscribe to my channel because I release content like this every single week. Let's get to it. Okay, so the first tip that I wanna give you is a bit of a bonus tip, and it is all around knowing when to outsource and to build your team, and basically to get experts who are going to help you on your journey to becoming a content creator. Now, I hate to break this to you, but we are not going to be experts in everything. There are things that we will need to do, especially if we're serious about becoming a content creator and we want to treat this journey like a real business. There are going to be things that we're going to need to do that we will not know how to do, right? And that is when it's time to hire externally and to get someone to help you out. For example, with me, I hired externally when it came to video editing. I hired a marketing expert to help me grow my business. I hired a customer service expert. I've got my other half, Jamie, who is like my brand partnerships manager and media relations. Like, I hired out, guys. I knew when it was time to hire someone else and I did not hesitate. Now, the thing to note about hiring externally is you kind of got to get it right. I learned that the hard way. I hired some people who were not the right fit for my company and I just was looking for the wrong skill set, and basically it just didn't go well and I had to let them go and hire other people, and it was such a headache and it was just not a nice thing to go through. So I'm here to tell you about a platform that's going to help you with this process, and hopefully it's going to prevent you from having to make the same mistakes that I did, and it's going to allow you to find the perfect marketing freelancer to help you grow your business and to become a content creator. And that platform is Maple. Now, Maple are absolute experts when it comes to pairing vetted freelancers with business owners and content creators such as yourself. What I absolutely love about Maple is that their whole platform is very data and tech based. So they actually use AI to ensure that the freelancers who you are matched up with are the perfect fit for you, your business, your personal brand, whatever it may be. So I'm going to show you Maple's website so you can get a bit of a feel for just the amazing work that their freelancers can actually do for you. So Maple work with the top 5% of marketing experts in your niche. And also they work with people within your niche with proven results. Now, the reason why Maple's results are proven is because they actually continuously work with you and they monitor any marketing campaign that your freelancer produces for you to ensure that your campaign is actually effective as a result of working with their freelancers. So that is one of my favorite things about Maple. They don't just pair you up and then just kind of ship you off to go and work with this freelancer and not give you a second thought as to whether or not the campaign is actually working, but they actually continuously work with you to ensure that your campaign is a success. So Maple work with loads of different freelancers who all specialize in a different area of marketing to really make sure that you get someone who knows what they're talking about when it comes to your personal brand and also your business. So this is some of the areas that their freelancers specialize in: conversion rate optimization, growth marketing, paid advertising, SEO, social media management, email marketing, marketing strategy, and influencer marketing. So they really do have a broad skill set and they really specialize in this area. So you know that when you hire a freelancer through Maple, they really are the best person for the job and they really have a ton of experience that's going to help you grow your personal brand or your business or whatever it may be. So if you're at the stage where you're looking to expand your team, or you know that there's some areas of your whole content creation process that you need help with, I 100% recommend checking out Maple. There is of course a link to Maple in my description, and there is a code where if you use my code Jade300, you'll get $300 off of your booking with Maple. So you can find a freelancer who is vetted, who is perfect for you, and who is highly skilled, but also you will receive continuous monitoring from Maple to ensure that whatever work you do with that freelancer is successful and you get the results that you are looking for. Okay, so this next tip might make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. But you know, this is a safe space and I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't share this tip with you just because I thought you might like recoil and cringe as a result of it, okay? And the tip is to lean into the fact that you are new to this. So what I basically mean is a lot of people don't like to start posting a certain way, or they don't want to start going live when they are new because they feel embarrassed. Because a lot of the time when you start out on your journey to becoming a content creator or an influencer or whatever it may be, majority of the time your audience are your friends and family when you first get started, right? right? So you feel a bit awkward, you feel a bit cringe, you don't want to start posting like you're a creator straight away because you're worried that people are going to look at your content and think, what is she doing? Like, why is she posting stuff like that? You know, she's not an influencer, she's not a creator. And people might feel that way, but realistically, who cares? What you want to focus on is acting like a content creator now and really leaning into the fact that you are new to this. And one way that I can bring this to life is a lot of people say they don't want to go live, right? They don't want to go live when they're new to content creation because they're worried that no one's going to join because they're new and they don't have a big audience yet. My response to that is, this is the time to go live. You want to do all of this awkward newbie first time stuff when you have a small audience. Now's the time, right? When it's just your friends and family. I think it's much better to start posting content that maybe isn't completely at the level that you want it to be at yet, or to start going live to a very small audience or maybe only to one person. It's better to do that now when you're in the early stages and really use this experience and use this time to learn and get better than it is to do it when you've got 10,000 followers or when you've got 50,000 subscribers or when you've got 100,000 podcast listeners. Whatever it might be, it's better to get that awkward teething learning period out of the way when you're new. And you can only get it out of the way if you start acting and posting like a content creator now. Right? So get past that awkwardness, get past that cringy feeling, and to just go for it and to be grateful for the fact that right now you have a small audience, right? And it's a lot easier for you to make some mistakes and get some things wrong now than it will be for you to do in the long run. Okay, so my next tip is to pick a platform and to learn it inside out. Now, you have potentially heard from someone in the past that it's super difficult to grow on social media nowadays. Now, the reason why people think that is because growing on social media is different to how it used to be. Like, it's different. It requires a different amount of effort. It requires a different skill set. And in order for you to grow efficiently on social media nowadays, you really need to have a good understanding of how the platform you're trying to grow on works. In order for you to get to that level where you really understand how the platform you're trying to grow on works, you need to really immerse yourself in that platform. Like, you've really got to dedicate some time to really learning and understanding that platform. That is exactly what I did with YouTube. I fully immersed myself into YouTube. I spent hours upon hours every single week watching videos, consuming content, trying to understand how YouTube works. And when I really got to the place where I really understood it, that's when I really started to see some serious growth. Now, how that links to my tip of only focusing on one platform at a time is, unless you're superhuman, which you might be, it is going to be very difficult for you to learn the ins and outs of multiple platforms at the same time. So it'd be like you being completely new to Instagram and TikTok and then just deciding that you're going to start both channels at the same time and learn everything you need to know about both channels at the same time and somehow apply everything that you've learned about both channels at the same time. Like, it's difficult. There's a lot to learn. The far more efficient thing to do is to pick one platform to focus on, immerse yourself in it, get good at it, learn everything that you need to learn about it, and then get to a stage where you're just growing organically on it, and then move on and try and tackle another platform. I know it could be tempting to just be across multiple platforms at one time because it's going to really supercharge your growth, or at least we think it's going to supercharge your growth. But in reality, all what happens is that you don't end up doing any of those platforms properly because your attention is too spread. It's too spread out, it's too diversified. You just need to focus on one. Okay, I have another tip for you that is potentially going to make you feel a little bit uncomfortable. And the tip is to tell everyone that you know that you are going to become a content creator. Now, I know how uncomfortable this is probably going to make you feel. I know how uncomfortable it's going to make you feel because I felt very uncomfortable by the same prospects. But let me just tell you something. I've had multiple businesses in the past, and some of them have failed and some of them have been a success. Now, I did not tell anyone about any business that I have started until this business, until this content creation business. I kept it to myself because I was so scared that the businesses were going to fail. And I didn't want to have to then tell everyone, oh guys, you know, I'm closing the business down. I didn't want to have to deal with people asking me, so how's it going? Like, you know, is it working for you? And then me having to be like, oh, it's failed, blah, blah, blah. And whilst that rationale made sense at the time, what I didn't realize that I was doing was literally starting a journey with failure in mind. So, you know, when people say start with the end in mind, I was doing that, but the end for me was already failure. I was starting my process thinking that it was going to fail and it wasn't going to work, which is so not the right mindset to start any journey in. So when it came to this business and this venture, I decided to try a different tactic. I literally posted my first YouTube video on my personal Instagram account where all my friends and families are. And I posted it and I was like, guys, I'm doing a thing. I've started a YouTube channel. This is what it is. Go and check it out if you want to, but no pressure if not. I put a link to it in the bio of my personal Instagram account. Like, I told everyone, I told my friends and family, I was like, guys, this is what I'm doing this thing, right? And as nervous as I was and as awkward as I found it, I am so glad that I made that decision. Telling everyone that I knew that I was going to become a content creator did a few things. The first thing is that it actually held me accountable. Suddenly I was like, oh my God, I've really got to try and make this work now. Like, I made a big deal out of this. I can't just quit after a month. Like, I really need to give this a go. Another thing that it did for me is that it allowed me to get the weird, awkward part out of the way. I just did it quickly. I got it out of the way. I posted my first video. I felt awkward for a few hours and then that passed. Every single time I posted after that, I was no longer worried like, oh my God, who's going to see this? Or, oh my God, is someone going to see this and think, why is she acting like a content creator? They knew, like I've told you, it wasn't awkward anymore. So you know what I was talking about before in terms of like start posting like you're a creator? It was very easy for me to start doing that literally from the second I started this journey, because I told people, hey guys, I'm gonna be a content creator, right? This is what I'm doing now. So it just got rid of that awkward moment and it got it out of the way quicker. Otherwise, what ends up happening is people slowly start to learn that you're trying to become a content creator over time. So instead of getting all of this awkwardness out of the way in one lump sum, you are now constantly awkward like every week, because every week someone messages you like, hey, are you like starting a business? Are you trying to become a creator? Just get it done, like get it out of the way, you know, let's not drag this out. Another positive which came from me telling everyone that I was going to become a creator, and also that I think you will benefit from if you tell everyone that you're going to become a content creator too, is that people will support you. Like, not everyone will, but we're not talking about those people. People will support you. People will go out of their way to watch your video, to like your content. Like, I had people who I went to school with who I've not spoken to in years commenting under my posts, and to this day will still watch my videos and comment on my Instagram channel and just genuinely support me, right? You'll be surprised by how many people will want to do that for you. Give them the opportunity to support you by telling them what you're doing. Right, I'm gonna need you to listen up now, because this tip is very important. I need you as a newbie creator to get started building an email list. If you don't know what an email list is, it's quite literally a list of emails. Shocking, right? It's a list of email addresses, and those email addresses will belong to your community. So I have an email list at the moment. I have about just over 7,000 contacts on it. And those 7,000 contacts are people who are part of my community in some way. So they might follow me on Instagram, on YouTube, on TikTok, on all of those platforms. And how I've gathered their email addresses is by offering them a freebie. So I have a few different freebies. You can head to the description of this video if you want to check them out. I've offered them something for free that they get as a result of joining my email list. And then once they're on my email list, I email them every single week with new interesting information about the creator economy, about social media marketing, about building a business, about entrepreneurship, all of the things that I love to talk about on this channel. As a result of that, I have a way to contact some of my most engaged audience members whenever I want. I don't have to rely on any social media platform for me to contact my audience. So this is super useful for a bunch of different ways. One of the reasons why this is useful is because we have no control over social media. We don't control YouTube, Instagram, TikTok, any of it. We can lose our accounts at any second. The platforms can go down at any second. And email lists and email addresses don't have that risk factor. I will always have the ability to email my email contacts, right? I will always have that ability regardless of what's going on with social media. But not only that, I don't have to rely on any algorithm to decide whether or not someone's going to hear from me or see the email that I've sent. If I email someone, they're going to get it. Whether or not they read it is another conversation, but they're going to get the email. If I post on Instagram, I have no idea if everyone's going to see that post or not. In fact, I know for certain that everyone who follows me will not see that post. I know that for certain, right? So there's just a few reasons why email lists are super important. Now, if you need further information on this, because it's not the kind of topic that I can just cover in 5 minutes, I recommend checking out the video that I'm going to link to up here somewhere. It's all about email lists 101. But I also recommend checking out the Creators Club, which is my membership club. I have a mini course on building an email list, which is available instantly to anyone who joins that club. Like, the second you join the club, you get instant access to that mini course, in addition to so many other masterclasses as well. So I'll put a link in the description below. Check it out if you're serious about becoming a content creator, because building an email list is something that you want to do the second you get started. So my final piece of advice to you, or my final tip as a newbie creator, is all around your commitment and setting some deadlines, right? I've spoken about this a few times on my channel, but essentially when I started off creating content on YouTube, I told myself that I had to consistently share at least one video per week on my YouTube channel for 12 months. And I had to consistently do that for the period of 12 months, and I was not allowed to quit YouTube until those 12 months were over. Now, the reason why I wanted to tell you about this is because I absolutely swear by the idea of giving yourself a deadline. It's almost like a commitment deadline. Like, you have to stick to your social channel and stick to this content creation dream for a certain amount of time. It needs to be at least 6 months in my opinion, ideally 12 months. And you have to commit yourself to being consistent for that entire duration. And only at the end of that time can you quit, right? The reason why this worked for me and the reason why I think it's gonna work for you is because growing an online presence is difficult. It is never a smooth process. There's loads of ups and downs. It is not like this huge upward trajectory where the second you start posting content every day you gain 100 followers and then you gain 1,000 and then you gain 100,000. Like, it just doesn't work like that for most of us. It actually is usually pretty slow. Like, it usually takes a very long time for us to even start seeing traction. And during that time, those 6 months, those 12 months of us just relentlessly posting and not seeing any traction, we have to stay committed and we have to continuously put out high quality content, even though we know that we are not going to get much back from it in the first few months to a year, right? And because I had that mindset from the jump when it came to this YouTube channel, it meant that I was able to stay committed during those low periods where I was putting so much time and effort into my video content and literally getting like 10 views per video. The fact that I was getting so few views didn't mean anything because I wasn't able to quit anyway. It didn't matter if I was 6 months in and my videos weren't taking off yet because I couldn't quit until I was 12 months in anyway, right? So it takes the pressure off a bit, right? It's no longer about like, is this going to be the video that helps me blow up? Because it doesn't matter if that's a video that helps you blow up or not, because you still have to continuously post. So that's why I recommend you picking a time frame, ideally 6 to 12 months at least, and also picking a posting frequency that you want to stick to throughout that time, and making a promise to yourself that you are not allowed to quit your pursuit of content creation until you have met that commitment deadline. And only then can you review how your content has been landing and make the decision to quit, which I hope you don't make that decision. I hope that by the time you reach that commitment deadline, you realize that you're starting to see traction and actually you don't want to quit, right? But regardless, that commitment deadline needs to be set. So that's it for today's video. I really hope you found it useful. If you did, I recommend watching this video wherever it appears on the screen. It is all about how you can double your income as an influencer. Thank you so much for watching. As always, I will see you in the next video.